Using a single adaptive bitrate streaming format has quite a few benefits. Well, CMAF is there today. I would recommend looking into that now if you haven't done so. CMAF stands for Common Media Application Format. It's an MPEG standard. Its goal is to provide a single adaptive bitrate streaming format, so to reduce the complexity in video workflows as we have them today, where people are quite used to having to deal with many formats like MPEG-DASH, HLS, smooth streaming, and more simultaneously. Using a single adaptive bitrate streaming format has quite a few benefits. First of all, on the preparation side, you encode once, you package once, and you also store only once. So you save quite some effort and work and also storage, and it all translates to cost and reduced complexity. And then further down the delivery chain in the CDN, you always also have higher caching efficiency, you have less storage, the same thing applies there. And of course, a single bitrate streaming format needs to reach all devices. And the question arises, how is this achieved? Because before you had to do MPEG-DASH to reach a certain amount of devices. You reach Android devices, you reach Windows devices. You use HLS to reach Apple's devices. And the nice thing about CMAF is that it's compatible with MPEG-DASH and HLS, but it unifies the content of the files themselves. So the segments are bitwise the same. And HLS is used to address which segment to load, and MPEG-DASH is used for just getting exactly the same segments. And they become compatible, or they are compatible, and playback works across devices. And that's one of the great benefits of CMAF. It used to be a bit more difficult in the past, and only lately this was solved as well. And that was when it came to DRM protected content. Because there were these two different encryption modes. So there was common encryption, which is based on the advanced encryption standard, but there are several modes. So you can use the counter mode and you can use CBCS. And what is the result of this? The segments that result after encrypting, they are different. They're just incompatible. And so with the unprotected content, you still had to have two copies of the same content. So you could not take advantage of those benefits. But by now, this has changed. Now, so there was an agreement, devices support one and the same encryption mode, and you can rely on just one format essentially and reach really the very biggest part of all devices, which is cool. Well, CMAF is there today. You actually should think about it today, if you haven't done so already. If you are a shop who are using HLS, MPEG-DASH, smooth streaming and have different formats, well, I would pay a close attention to CMAF and how I can integrate that into my workflows. There are some additional benefits that you can get out of that. By now there's also CMAF as an ingestion protocol. So on the live packaging and coding side, you can typically ingest different formats today, like RTMP, HLS, you can use that. But with CMAF, you can even use CMAF as the ingest format, as the output formats, really across the entire chain. You can reduce it to only one. And support on devices is really broad today. All modern devices, be it Android, iOS, are now already for quite a while supporting CMAF and supporting also the same encryption mode, which is so important for valuable content that's DRM protected. And that is there today, and you should really think about it. At Axinom, we started doing that, supporting CMAF quite a while ago. We support it across the chain of our service and products, and both on ground and on board, because we have these businesses where we do OTT solutions on ground, but also onboard entertainment systems where it's super important to have only one format, because storage is such a scarce resource, and yeah, there you can reach really the majority of all audience, and I would recommend looking into that now if you haven't done so.